Let's see how to arrive at EPS when there is a bonus issue, share split, rights issue and all. Let's see. See, sometimes equity shares will get issued or reduced without corresponding change in resources. Say for example, when there is a bonus issue, what happens? It's basically capitalization of resources. The number of equity shares will increase, but no cash inflow will happen. Similarly, if there is bonus element in any other issue, or let's say share split happens, that is one share is divided into two. They had 1 lakh shares that is converted into 2 lakh shares, so there is increase in shares, but there is no increase in resources. Similarly, reverse share split, that is shares are getting consolidated, so the number of shares comes down. These are all the cases where equity shares are issued or reduced without corresponding change in resources. In that, first we'll look at bonus issue or share split in specific. So this is a case where equity shares are issued for no consideration. It means there is going to be increase in equity share without increase in resources. Now look at this. Here, before issue of bonus shares, they would have had certain number of shares outstanding, right? That is, they are basically the number of outstanding equity shares outstanding before the event. I repeat, they are number of, maybe there is 2 outstanding, I'll remove this. They are number of equity shares outstanding before the event. So whenever there is a bonus issue and whenever you compute EPS, then to provide a meaningful comparison, the number of equity shares outstanding before the event should also be adjusted for proportionate change in the number of equity shares. Because let's say earlier they had 1 lakh shares and they have issued 1-for-1 bonus, it means now it has become 2 lakh shares. So now it is 2 lakh shares, earlier it is 1 lakh share, but if you look at any change in resource, nothing has changed. So we have to treat this scenario as if the earlier number of shares is also 2 lakh and now also it is 2 lakh, because nothing has changed here. Okay, so that's what we see here. The number of equity shares outstanding before the event should be adjusted for proportionate change in number of equity shares as if event occurred at beginning of earliest period reported. Okay, it means it is going to come along with impact to current year adjustment. The example what I gave you, current year number of shares is 2 lakh, previous year it is 1 lakh. From 1 lakh it has increased to 2 lakh because of bonus issue of 1 lakh shares. So now what we have to do? We have to treat previous year also as 2 lakh. So previous year and current year both are 2 lakh number of shares. Here what we are doing is we are treating as if the event occurred at the beginning of earliest period reported. Okay, that is beginning of last year. So what is the impact here? The impact is last year EPS calculation is also being reworked to provide meaningful comparison. Let's look at a case study. Look at this. Net profit for the year, let's say 2021, it is 18 lakhs. Net profit for the year 2022, it is 60 lakhs. And number of equity shares outstanding till 30th September is 20 lakhs. Bonus issue on 1st October 2022 was 2 equity shares for each equity share outstanding as at 30th September 2022. You have to calculate basic EPS. Let's be clear. Look at their profit. Profit increased from 18 lakhs to 60 lakhs, right? So there is a significant increase in profit. And that should also get demonstrated in EPS. And here there is going to be increase in EPS without corresponding increase in resources. So it is possible that that increase in EPS may get lost because of this bonus issue. Let's see how that is going to happen. They had 20 lakh equity shares up to 30th September. They are going for bonus issue of 2 for every 1. So how many shares will be issued? 2 for every 1, 20 lakh share. So 20 into 2, the number of bonus issue is 40 lakhs. And already they had 20 lakhs. 40 plus 20, the number of equity shares now will be 60 lakhs. Okay. But what is the net profit? The net profit reported is 60 lakhs. So this net profit divided by number of equity shares will give you basic EPS, that is 60 by 60, it is 1. But let me tell you one thing. If they had not gone for this bonus issue, what would have been their EPS? Let's try to do that, some small comparative analysis here. Okay, so what is the profit and what is the number of shares? So this is an assumption that they are not going for bonus issue. In that case, profit is 60 lakhs and number of shares are 20 lakhs. Okay, and if I calculate EPS, and this is for which year? This is for 20x2, right? Okay. In that case, their EPS will be profit divided by number of shares, it is 3. Okay. Then what would have been their EPS in 20x1? Already we know their profit is 18 lakhs and their number of shares is 20 lakhs. Okay, because we are looking at a scenario where there is no bonus issue, and the EPS is 18 lakh divided by 20 lakh, it is 0.9. Look at the increase. See, you are looking at a scenario where there is bonus issue, and look at the EPS from 0.9 that has increased to 3. And what is the increase in EPS? Increase in EPS, it's 3 minus 0.9, so there is an increase in EPS of 2.1. and if I express this in percentage, 2.1 divided by 0.9, it means there is 233% increase in earnings per share. Okay, so now just imagine last year you would have calculated EPS as 0.9. Okay, and current year you are going to calculate the EPS after taking this bonus issue with 60 lakh shares, and you are calculating EPS as 1. So you will be comparing this 0.9 with 1, and you will say that there is a very, very minimal increase of 10 paise per share. From 90 paise it has increased to 1 rupee. You will commit that mistake if you perform calculation like this, and it becomes misleading, because if you look at the reality, based on the old number of shares, their EPS is actually 3. EPS has actually grown by 233%. But because this company has gone for equity issue, you have taken the denominator as 60 lakh shares instead of 20 lakh, but actually nothing has changed because there is no change in resources. So what does standard provides? What does accounting standard says? Please don't commit this mistake. Okay, do not compare 0.9 with 1 and come to a wrong conclusion. Rather, compare 1 with adjusted EPS, where you will not take 20 lakh as number of shares in the previous year. Rather, you will take only adjusted number of shares. That is, instead of 20 lakh in the previous year also, you will take only 60 lakh. I will show you how it works. Look at this. Adjusted EPS. Adjusted number of equity shares. Already we have computed here. 60 lakh. We'll bring that. Then net profit for the previous year. It's available in the question. 18 lakh. Okay. So 60 lakh is the number of equity shares. Profit is 18 lakh. Now you calculate adjusted EPS. It is 18 lakh divided by 60 lakh. You get as 0.3. Okay. Now, how this makes sense? How this makes sense? Let's do that comparison here. Okay. Let me repeat the profit numbers. Profit, it's 60 lakhs, same. Previous year 18 lakhs, same. Okay. But the difference comes in the number of shares what I take. Number of shares for the current year I take it as 60 lakhs. For previous year also I am taking only the adjusted number of shares, which is same 60 lakhs. Now let me calculate EPS. For the current year, it is 60 by 60, it is 1. And for the previous year, it is 18 divided by 60, which is 0.3, which looks very less when compared with this position. But what is important here is we should not miss the substance. Okay. Earlier, we would have compared 0.9 with 3. Now we are going to compare 0.3 with 1. It means there is an increase in EPS. What is the increase in EPS? It is 1 minus 3. It is 0.7. And if you express that in percentage, what is the growth? 0.7 divided by the base of 0.3, and amazing, it is 233%. Look, now it makes sense, right? See, standard provided that when you go for a bonus issue and if there is a increase in the number of shares, don't make the change in the current year alone. Please also make it for the previous year. If you don't make this adjustment, what will happen? I will show you. What could go wrong? What could go wrong? What could go wrong if you don't make this adjustment? What you would have done is, you would have taken profit, number of shares, EPS. You would have taken profit as 60 lakhs. Okay. You would have taken number of shares as 60 lakh. You would have taken EPS as 1 lakh. Sorry, 1. And you would have taken previous year EPS as same. That is, you would have taken previous year profit of 18 lakh. You would have taken previous year number of shares as 20 lakhs. And you would have arrived at previous year EPS as 0.9. It means you will be doing this comparison. You will say EPS increased from 0.9 to 1. And you will say there is increase in EPS of how much? 1 minus 0.9. There is only a 10 paise. And if you express that in percentage, you will say there is only 11% increase. There is only 11% increase. But actually look at this. There is 233% increase in EPS. That will get lost if you don't do this adjustment. See what I'm showing here? If you're going to keep previous year EPS as per previous number of shares, old number of shares, and if you're going to arrive at current year EPS as per new number of shares, then your comparison gets distorted. Go back to objective. Go back to objective of this AS20. What is the objective? It is to prescribe principles for determination of EPS, presentation of EPS, so that it improves comparison of performance. You should be able to compare different enterprises for same period and compare same enterprise for different period. So you are comparing the current year with the previous year. When you do that comparison, you have to do it meaningfully. You have to do it logically. And that's what this standard prescribes, and see how beautifully it's done. Okay. If you go blindly, then you will end up concluding that there is only 11% growth, but actually there is 233% growth. So what is the right approach? Right approach is this. Okay, so this is the right approach. Here I have just given this approach for understanding purpose. Okay, for understanding a purpose, that is to show what will be the position if you don't consider this bonus issue at all. But here, since bonus issue is made, you have to consider only those number of shares. And when you consider for the current year, please do it for previous year also. Okay, so that's the logic. I hope you understand and appreciate this.
Thank you for watching this video. Hope you liked it. If you wish to learn more on this topic, do check our comprehensive online course. I have given the link in the description below. If you like this video lecture, do not forget to click on that like, share and subscribe button with bell icon.